Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Indiana Airguns. Today on the channel, guys, we have I was over at Poppa T Adventures, and I was watching him do the sounds of airguns earlier, and I had seen he had the way that he had made his target boxes, and it gave me ideas. And man, maybe I should, maybe the guys may be interested in seeing the way that I put one together. So, I usually have a target box out on my range because you're responsible for that pellet from the time that it leaves that barrel till it stops or till it comes back down, right? So you always want to make sure I try to capture all of my lead, which I don't, half the time I'm just shooting at steel. So a lot of my lead is laid out on the ground out there. But when I'm sighting in guns and things of that nature, I try to do that on paper. And paper requires something to be able to stick to. And a lot of times the metal targets just isn't the answer. It sticks to cardboard a lot better. So what I do is, by the way, Poppa T's, yours look great, and I have had a mulch one before, a very similar setup to the way that you had it, except for I had like 10 no trespassing signs packed in the back of mine for whatever reason, in case it got all the way through. Then that would help slow it down if it continued to rip through, which I never had a pass through in that. You know what I'm saying? So it was pretty good. But normally I use clothes. Today I'm using a giant blanket. So let me get you turned around on the ground, and you'll be able to see exactly what I'm referring to. So let me see. So here's my blanket that I have laid out on the floor. Of course, here's my box. I'm down in the basement, guys. I know it's not, the lighting isn't the best, but there's my box and there's my blanket, right? So I'm going to fold that blanket up. I'm going to try to get all of that blanket into that box and get the box taped all at the same time. So bear with me. You can see me do this, and hopefully this helps some of you guys setting up your box. I did notice, Poppa T, I don't know, your box may be about the same size as mine. I'm sure it's not too much smaller or too much bigger either way. But I always try to keep my target box relatively small because I move it around a lot. You got to take it in and out of the rain, because when I use clothes in mine, and when the clothes get wet inside the box, they tend to expand. So it blows the box up like a balloon, you know what I'm saying? So I try to avoid them getting wet. So I'm constantly taking them down range and moving them back off range. So that's the reason why I try to keep mine relatively small. So it's portable. I don't want to be lugging around a 50-pound box trying to move it back and forth from the range. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I use the blanket. It's been relatively light, but the more lead you get caught up in the blanket, the heavier it's going to be, of course. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold it up just like you would anything else. I'm just going to start at one end and work my way to the other. Nothing too special here, gentlemen. Like I said, if you can't see her, I'm not in frame. I do apologize for that, but I'm trying to do this relatively quickly. It is getting ready to rain. The basement is notorious for leaking down here. I've got a gutter problem. So, something else that needs addressed. So just fold it up like so. And then I'll fold it over one more time like this. And it doesn't have to be perfect, guys. Don't worry about trying to get it perfect. Just fold it up to where it's, it's got a decent amount of layers for when that pellet hits it. It's going to be able to absorb all of those foot-pounds. So I just put it in here like this. Kind of give it a little bit of pressure here, and you want to have your tape close by. So I've got my tape here, and just going to get these two started like this. And you want the blanket, or you want whatever you're putting in here, to be bulging out of here a little bit. So if you're using clothes like myself, it's okay to have it bulging a little bit. So you want to just use your weight, keep your weight on it, get it closed up the best you can, and then I usually lean on it something like this. I'll take my tape here, getting started on the box like so, and I'll come maybe as soon as I turn it over and get the tape flipped the right way. I'm giving somebody an instructional video and don't know what I'm doing, right, guys? That sounds about right for YouTube. And this gap right here doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfectly closed, but you want it closed pretty good. You see? And then I'll just continue, and I know that's extremely loud on my microphone, and I do apologize for that, but there's really nothing I can do about it at the moment. And then I'll just I'll take this and I'll go all the way around the box one time, So I'll come there, come back around here, just like so, and then I'll cut it. And then I'll take it and I'll go this way as well. Just like so. Come back down this way. At least I think I will. I'm getting problems. Oh, I'm squeezing the tape while I'm trying to pull it at the same time for whatever reason. So I'll get her sucked in there as well as I can. And then I'll just continue to tape around the box. And like I said, guys, I know that tape is loud and annoying. I appreciate you guys watching. So there we have, it's starting to look like a target already. So we'll continue to go around and tape this until she's all taped up. And when she's all taped up, we'll start shooting at her. And I've actually got a couple down here I need to replace down here on the downstairs range or in the inside range. Part of the reason why you guys haven't seen me down here lately is because I really need to redo that down there. I got all kinds of crap down there. I try to keep it a little bit neater than that normally. And usually I'll take one more and I'll run it over this this middle section here. Just because it's open. So if you do happen to get some rain or something like that on this, you know, if you catch it and it just started sprinkling or whatnot, then you don't have to worry about anything running down inside of the box, you know, at least for the first couple minutes that it's out there. So there we go. And so now all you do is put your target on the face here and you're all done. That'll last for, you know, days. And normally what I do, I usually, let me turn the phone back around here. You guys probably couldn't see. Oh, the box is in frame. Okay, well, I may have did all right. All right, let's see if. Okay, there's Hank. So, like I said, typically, guys, I would use. I've got some Scotch tape, some blue Scotch tape. I'm not sure where it's at this particular moment. I would use that, and I would also use duct tape. Those are my go-tos. But for this particular one, I couldn't find it. I know it's running around here somewhere. It's not really a big deal. I just, at this moment, while I was going to shoot the video, I could not find it. So that's a little bit about how I make my target boxes, and hopefully it helps somebody out there. It's real cheap. It's inconvenient. These are the rolls. I work on printers at work, and these are the rolls that the printer tape comes in. Or this is the box, excuse me. This is the box that the printer paper comes in, okay? So these are a perfect size for me. They're real light. I mean, this box is way under 10 pounds. This is probably 3 or 4 pounds at the most. And I can run down there, I can grab this, and I can bring it back, and it's not an issue. I'm not lugging around something that's extremely heavy. You know, if you put bricks or something in this, you know, if you're going to keep it there where it's at, that's fine. But I'm telling you, once these things get wet, especially if you have clothes or something of cloth in them, they do swell. So please take it from me. And don't do that. Or if you are going to do that, then, you know, make sure you keep it out of the rain. So with that being said, guys, this has been Hank here with you. I hope you learned something today. Hanging out here at Indiana Airguns. Till the next time, guys, take care. Cheers.